Yeah, what are you, 6 years old?
He's pregnant. What he is.
Brought it for crafty and not being judged for consuming it.
Like dressed like a pregnant new surrogate.
Surrogate.
This is his first time.
Shut up, Ginger.
That's all you had.
Ginger. You had nothing.
Start doing that. Shut up, you Ginger.
You ever said? All right, let's do it.
What's the best fruit snack, though?
Are those right there in your hand?
No. Oh, I would take
Wild berry?
Gushers all day.
Gushers?
Oh,
No fruit snack.
that's not a fruit
Yes.
snack. Yes, it is.
Okay.
He actually considers that fruit because it has some juice in it. That's the only thing he likes about it. Gushers
fire.
are fire though. They got like a sour one. That one was fire.
You know what
as
I've been
hell.
doing lately though? I've been
Eating
getting
fruit
fruit.
snacks.
I've been getting fruit roll-ups, but dipping them in a cold drink. It makes it hard and then it's crunchy. It's so fire.
Like soda?
No, like a juice. Like say you got like some juice, but you got ice in it. So you get your fruit roll-up and you stick it in there. It'll like low-key freeze it, and then you eat it and it's crunchy and chewy at the same time. It's like.
The fact that you were sitting down and you had the idea to try that, like
Some shit niggas with silver teeth do.
That's how they get silver teeth.
You've never tried that?
Never. Nigga.
Why are you still eating fruit roll-up?
Because they're fire, and I get them for my daughter for her lunch. And
That's
she ain't
for
gonna
your
eat all of
daughter.
them.
Why you
your
eating
daughter
it?
ain't gonna eat all of
Why
them?
you eating
Oh,
She ain't
this
gonna eat all
nigga's
of them.
DoBoy, bro.
Let me see what's
Also,
good.
who balls up fruit roll-ups and eats them like with a big bite?
This guy, and it's fire. You gotta try it. I'm telling you, try it. It's lit. Or put your fruit snacks in the freezer. If
That
you
would be good.
If you put because you can still chew them. They don't become like completely frozen.
Yeah.
They're like kind of frozen, but then kind of not. It's
Yeah.
a whole thing.
It's a whole fat
Freezer
thing.
fruit.
All right.
Freezer fruit
Who has
snacks.
the time?
Yes.
Obviously, DoBoy does. He ain't doing nothing but sitting at home playing with these
Absolutely.
puppies.
Yeah, I love my puppies. Shout out to King and Milo.
All right.
Made a little play area for them out in the balcony now, and they love it.
I need you to start changing these pee pads before you make these videos,
But
too.
because I wasn't able to take them out of the house
Mm-hmm.
because they still haven't got their last shots. They get their last shots on the 13th of next month.
That makes sense, yeah.
So.
What I said was change the pee pad before you make a video.
No, because I
That's what
came in the
said.
house and they just be
This-
jumping. They be happy.
That's the type of nigga be like, oh, excuse the pee pad. Just change it.
Nah,
Like, that's
man.
the same thing as just be like, excuse my mirror or excuse my bathroom. Like, won't
Nah,
you clean
man.
Do they
that
sleep in
bathroom?
the bed with you guys? They do?
Oh, you're those kind of people.
Oh, my
Oh,
I love my
can't.
dogs.
You kiss
What's
them in
wrong
the
with
mouth?
loving your dog?
What if you roll over on one? though?
Right.
I ain't gonna roll over. I'm not like a deep sleeper like that.
Okay.
Oh,
Nah,
animal
shout out to my
husband.
dogs. Man, I'm gonna bring them up here one day.
No,
Once I
you
get
are
them
not.
and they
This is a
good-
place of business.
Oh man,
You're not
when
bringing
you
that.
gonna come by and visit and meet them? Pat, you ain't came yet. Teddy
Why you
came.
acting
I'm
like
not
real
coming
babies?
over nobody's house
Why
just
you
to
act
see
like
they
they
The
dogs.
dogs love Teddy.
Oh, yeah?
Teddy's an energy dude, like, cause you know dogs are like they pick up on your energy.
Yeah.
And like my dogs, the
He
way
didn't
they
have
are-
no chicken nuggets in his pocket?
No, but for real, like my dogs, like they don't go and just sit and lay with anybody. Like they'll play with you, but they won't just be all up on you.
Yeah, they won't be like that on me.
On him though,
can
they
feel.
kept like when he came, they was just like, we love it here. So
Teddy got a
I can't hear
lovable
smell
spirit.
Like that loud.
They're like,
That's probably right, because his dogs ate some weed
They
one
ate some
time
weed.
and almost
Right,
died.
yes.
they
They-
potheads.
it was a whole thing.
That's the whole thing. All right, well,
Shout out
welcome
to
back
them.
to another episode of the SquADcast versus. We got the whole squad in the building.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll, please.
Bam, 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 bam. Renzel.
Young OG.
Yes.
Where you been, Teddy?
Huh?
Where you been?
Being black?
It's a full-time
That's
job.
where I've been. Where you been?
That's
I
full-time.
see you got a daycare cracking.
Yeah. One baby in my daycare.
You see the shirt?
Right.
They don't
The
sell that
bright-
to you unless you have a proof of child. Hey, come on, they already got me.
That is colorful. That's a nice shirt.
It
I didn't
is
realize it was a
cute.
kimono, too.
It is.
That's what's
I
up.
like my kimonos.
You do love your kimono.
Are you gonna come out with your own kimono line?
I mean, I could, but I don't really like clothes like that, so whatever.
You don't like
Yeah.
clothes
You don't
like
like-
that?
No, like I don't really like. I don't know. Clothes is not my thing. I'm not a
Men's a
fashion.
You,
straight
you do have to
nudist.
have a passion for fashion.
I don't. I got on Toms.
Yeah. That says a lot.
It does. They're socially responsible shoes. Okay.
No, don't try to sell it. Nobody cares. All right, well, man, listen, we had a great time. We're going to go ahead and kick it off, man, with this first topic of the day. So here we go. First topic is...
I'm sorry. So here we go.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Action movies versus comedies.
That's hard.
There's a lot of both.
It is.
I like stuff
Right.
being riveting. I do. I like to push the tempo, but I love to laugh.
I like a good orgy, like Bad Boys. Like put
both
action
on
with
together?
the comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta say an orgy
the
of the
best
two,
version.
because you
Oh,
just
yeah,
say
I
I
was
like a
like,
good
oh,
orgy. I was like,
I want
you
an
about to
orgy.
drop right now. What
Nah, I'm
you about to
talking or
drop?
marriage, whatever you want to call it.
Union, head-ass,
Marriage?
Side bitchisms. I don't know. Like,
Well, when were action movies not funny? Because at some point Hollywood got that memo and they started making most action movies like funny.
Right.
Or putting,
No, there's
like,
a lot
comedian
that
in
aren't.
it.
No, that
There's
hella
great
action movies. Terminator is not funny.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'll
They,
be
they,
right.
Rambo.
no, that before the funny, they were notorious for the one-liners.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like
hasta la vista.
Back when
Yeah.
they were like
Yeah.
bodybuilders, when
Yeah.
they would Hollywood was
Yeah.
looking for bodybuilders.
like
Yippee
Sly
ki-yay,
Stone,
motherfucker.
yeah,
Yeah.
Die Hard,
Bruce
all of that.
Willis was funny. That was a comedy.
No, I think he was just
But he
more,
wasn't buff,
He was
though,
like
so
more
it fit.
dry wit. He wasn't necessarily
he wasn't
funny.
Yeah, when he was
wasn't in
climbing
shape
through
at
that vent.
Right, yeah, with no shoes on.
Yeah, that glass.
Was Bruce Willis ever in like good shape?
Never.
It was always
He
like
always has like an
retired
everyman
cop
body.
Yeah, he's just always had a dad body.
Yeah.
It was never like fat, but it was never like, oh, he ripped
He's
this
just,
movie.
yeah, strong
Right.
He
dad
just be
body.
studying every
What
man
happened to
body.
Bruce Willis? I feel like he was in movies and then he just stopped
got
doing
old.
them.
No.
How old are you?
Yeah.
Why don't you
Studying
chill out?
every man body.
What?
You just be studying every man.
No, I'm just saying that he has like a dad body. That's not hard to tell.
So you scaled everybody in the world and was like, Bruce Willis got an everybody. body.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like a common man body. It's like not like a movie star body. It's not
He
like
got
a.
pictures on his wall. He's like, Bruce Willis. Now Idris Elba.
Body.
He has like a regular
Now he
body.
snatched.
He got them abs popping.
Whatever happened to him though? I feel like he was popping and then
Bruce?
he just
He's
he just got old.
a half a billionaire and he's 70.
But
don't
he
got
just
no-
stopped. But they like you don't usually see like A-list actors like him just disappear.
He didn't disappear.
he
He
just
did
went-
Red. He did Red,
Red
2.
was terrible.
He did. He's on a couple movies on like Netflix,
Wasn't
and he
he
also
on the
did.
Expendables?
Huh?
Wasn't he?
He was
in
on the Expendables. That was a
I
minute
feel like the
ago.
Expendables just go
Yeah.
get all the old action stars.
And
That's
That's
what
exactly
I
what
mean,
it
was.
but
Movie, yeah.
what else do they do?
But when was the last time he really led a movie seriously?
Looper,
Looper? How long ago was that? Like 4 or 5 years?
somewhere around there. But then he had Red and Red 2 as well. And then he
Yeah,
also
he had
made a
Die
guest
Hard.
appearance in what was
He had
it?
the recent Die Hard.
Yeah, he had a recent Die Hard, and it
He's
was
still out
something
here, just
else.
not as much.
Great Day
Yeah,
to
he's-
Die in
he-
L.A. or something like that.
So he's just not out here as much
He
as
played
used
a
to be.
harmonica. He ain't got time for all of that.
He seriously plays?
Bro,
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
There's videos
Whoa.
of Bruce Willis killing it on the harmonica.
He was at a comedy show. It was, I think it was on Netflix on
Wow.
Bumping Mics or something. He was in the crowd and he bust out the harmonica and
Anybody who can
sounded
play
like he
harmonica.
owned slaves before. Just
I was about to say, that's a
Hella
very
soulful.
soulful instrument.
Yeah, anybody, you got to have a lot of soul to play harmonica. You
oh,
can't
this is
just-
like
Or
like
$7. Because I have 3 harmonicas and one scale.
Do you know how to play it?
I tried to learn for a summer. I learned like 2 songs.
How do you
How
like
you
get the
learn?
notes? You got to like cover up
You have to learn how to
windows?
like bend the wind that comes out. It's really weird.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
you kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Stevie Wonder, they like curl it and stuff like that. You like kind of have to like,
So depending on the quality of the air is how that might sound?
it'll bend the note like
the
a blues
quality
note.
of that.
Really? So if
Yeah,
it was
it'll,
like a
it'll, like bend the note.
so if you played it in humidity, it wouldn't sound as good
You probably pass out.
because
Well,
the air is
the
different.
air's coming from you though.
yeah, I don't think that matters.
Oh, it's not the atmospheric air.
Although it might. There be niggas in the deep south. It look hot as hell. Yeah.
I might have to pick up a harmonica.
How do
Here's
you
my
get
thing.
harmonica classes?
Here's my thing about
Yeah.
action movies versus
Yeah.
comedies though. I love a good comedy, but usually comedies fizzle out like right after halfway through the movie. Like action movies, for the most part, they go the entire realm
Did
for
Friday
it.
fizzle?
Yeah,
No,
Friday
it did
fizzle.
not.
Friday
It
fizzle.
never
What?
fizzled.
Which one?
With the
What
first
scene?
one,
Friday was
What
funny
scene
all
you
the way
think?
through.
What scene you
All
think
the
it
way
started
through?
to fizzle? I think with the
Um,
shooting.
Maybe the heart to heart with a man.
I mean, it's hard to make a shooting hilarious.
No, I'm saying
like just
everything
dumping
after
that
that
at
was
this-
kind of forgettable. Like the Debo fight. Like when I usually watch Friday, I never really make it to the Debo fight.
Really?
Yeah.
You
The
low
best
key,
part
yeah,
of the
that-
movie.
No.
No, that
He
ain't.
beat the
good
shit
part.
out of Debo.
I never
The
heard
best
of
part
Yeah.
of the movie is Put your hands up.
That's the best part?
No, I'm joking.
That's the slow
Nah,
part.
I feel like actions can like slow down too though because
Hell yeah.
like Matrix,
Yeah.
like either Matrix is really good all the way through, or you hit a point and it's like, what the fuck are we doing for 40
Well, that was
minutes?
just writing. It was just
Matrix
bad.
2?
The
Same with
second and
comedy.
third one was just bad writing, but like
with
the
comedy.
action was still there all the way through though. Like they still had crazy action scenes. On the second one, that highway scene with the twins.
Oh yeah, with
That
the,
shit, and then Trinity on a motorcycle,
So
like
what
yeah,
we
it's
should
crazy.
what we should do is everybody should say their favorite comedy and their favorite action film,
Oh
and then
gosh,
compare 'em.
that's so hard.
Okay, well my favorite comedy would be Coming to America,
I would second that.
and my favorite action would be Logan.
Damn, you had this on deck.
I don't.
My favorite action is probably going to be the first Matrix. The first one was just fantastic to me, and it was a great like start to it, like action wise, and it led all the way through. Like I love that Matrix. Either that or what was the Avengers movie right before Endgame?
Begin game?
The Civil War.
Trinity.
Infinity War.
Oh,
Infinity War or Matrix, either one of those. Actually, you know
Ooh,
what?
I forgot about
Let's
superhero
switch. Let's
movies.
switch it to Infinity War. So I would give you Coming to America, and I would give you
That's your favorite
Infinity
too?
War. Yeah, hell yeah.
Come on, man. What
Hell
you know
yeah.
about it? I'm nervous about part 2.
I'm not. I
just don't know
completely
you can
boycotting it because I had an audition and they played me heavy,
Really?
bro. But I told Pat I spent 48 hours, not like 2 days, like over the course of like a week. 48 hours total preparing for this. I paid for 2 acting coaches, worked with my homeboy for like 4 hours. I really put a lot into this. This was right before LaFonda moved. She helped me for like 2 hours. Bro, I was committed to making an amazing like interest for this, right? To the point where they was like, oh, we wrote this for him. I get to the actual studio. I'm signing in. He's like, what you here for? I was like, Come to America 2. I was going to play the best friend, like the son's best friend. It was like, oh, yeah, they canceled that. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they canceled it. I was like, I didn't get any email. I'm going to auditions like, ain't nobody's in there. They canceled it this morning. They didn't call any of the managers, any of the agents, anything like that. They canceled it the day of on site.
What?
And they was like, oh, we canceling it for rewrites. So they like, everybody's like, okay, well, I guess they're going to reschedule our auditions. Bruh, 2 weeks later, Coming to America 2 has been casted. Here's the cast. They're announcing everybody. I was like,
oh, did you greasy?
Oh, so
And
wait,
here's the
they
thing.
already knew who they were gonna
I
pick.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
just never gave him a chance to read for it. That sucks.
And here's the thing. I never tell people about my auditions because I'm always like, if something don't work out, I don't want people to
Right,
get.
right.
This is the one I was in St. Louis when I had got the news. And I told St. Louis, it's 700 people in this venue. Everybody is touching and agreeing and turning their hand this way.
Oh,
and
they went to Jesus
See,
about
you
it?
can't
Bro.
see.
because I was like, man, I want all the good energy. I want to take all this good
Right,
energy
right,
with
right,
me,
right.
and I want to and like bottle that, bro. When I tell you they played me so hard, I was like, okay,
Tahir.
never again. And I'm hella spiteful and I will hella hold a grudge. So I went and I looked everybody's name up attached to the movie.
So you
I was
know
like,
who's
I would
playing
never.
your role?
Yep, I was like, I'll never work with not the actors.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about like all the production. I'll never work with you. I'll never work with you. I'll never
this
work with
one
you. I'll never
really
work
touched
with
the
you.
nerve with you.
Well, that's not
I
fair.
put-
They offered you the part as the lion.
If you would have seen that check, you wouldn't have took that either.
And no, I feel him though, because like as an actor, when you get served, that's probably like a dream role. Obviously,
ass.
if
That's
that's his
super
favorite
ass.
movie, that's probably like a life-changing role for
Bro.
him. And you know what I mean?
And the energy that I put into something, like I never wanted a role so bad because even if the movie wouldn't have been great, to be attached to something as great as Coming to America, which is arguably like probably 80% of comedians' favorite movie, or at least in the top 3.
Right.
80% to be attached to that type of greatness is to be attached to Eddie Murphy, to be attached to Arsenio Hall, to be attached to all the greats that were in that movie. You are attached to them forever. And like to rip that from me and not even give me a chance, yo, it's fuck you forever.
Woo!
Forever.
Turn up.
You gonna get over that.
That's true.
Right.
DJ.
What's for you
Shut the
will
fuck
be
up
yours.
too, though.
Tahir.
You right. I ain't trying to hear
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that
Wasn't for
shit.
you.
I'm on some Malcolm shit right now.
Hey, Tahir, there will be more. Get it, Tahir?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Tahir, I'm about to say I had that same audition and they did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
So-
Wait, for the same role or something different?
I don't know. I didn't care. I didn't have the feeling that you had. Like, nigga,
Yeah.
I'm meant for the like. I just,
Yeah.
I went up smoking. I was like, oh, it's canceled, and then I left. I'm not like, oh, every nigga in the credit is getting bodied. Never getting help like I
Will
didn't.
lick that credit.
I didn't feel like that when I was.
You got
That's
a
the
whole
thing.
list.
Like, I was writing their names down. Like, never work,
Go
never
with
work.
pen?
That's sick.
Yeah, I did. But I was like, you know what? This is crazy. I can't keep this on me. I finished though. I definitely finished.
Wow.
I feel like he was using like a
But
feather
what
quill
if none
pen.
of them niggas had nothing to do with it?
They might not have.
Right.
Teddy, like, honestly, using logic, they probably didn't. That ain't the point.
So that
So-
same
Right.
cat. Wait.
I'm
so
mad.
that-
It's just-
I'm on my 50 shit. Like, you know, 50, something to beat that 50 had with people. Like, them people didn't even mean no shit like that. But
Right.
it doesn't matter. Shut up. Fuck you, Pat.
So I'm saying, wait.
Pat.
So that same casting director
Yeah.
hits you up and is like, big ass role. I got you.
No.
Disney.
Fuck
The
you,
next
bitch.
Marvel.
Disney
My
character.
pride won't let me do it. I
Oh,
guarantee
20
you.
million?
My pride. I know
Suck
it's stupid.
my
I
dick.
know it's stupid. I know I would
Tahir,
be
that
getting in
they're
my
like,
own way.
hey,
Man,
we have you in the
you're
next
about to say a
Marvel
lot of
movie.
words that are gonna be meaningful to everybody else, but to me, I just won't give a shit because my pride's gonna get
They
in my
bringing
way.
Iron Man
I
back. We want
already
you
know
to
it.
have a
Yep.
significant
That
role.
sounds
Man.
fantastic.
We made a suit that fits you.
That's what you went with
Yeah.
to get him. Iron Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We personalized the
Yep.
suit just for
All
you.
of that. All of that. Fuck that.
Imagine that Iron Man.
It come with a Slurpee machine in the chest.
Municipalities. I'm not doing it. I got to be mad for 6 years. I got to be mad for 6 years
gotta
before I
let
can
that
forgive it.
go,
I
Tahir.
can't, man. I can't.
get
I
over
know
that,
I hold a
bro.
grudge, man.
You gotta let it go, man.
I hold a grudge.
Why
Fuck
do you
that.
hold a grudge?
I can tell by your hairline that you hold. Go ahead, just ease it all. Just start meditating, my nigga.
What was the topic again?
I forgot.
Comedies versus action movies. Which one is better? We were naming our favorite comedy and our
Okay.
favorite action movies.
So what's your favorite comedy in action?
Man, I feel like my
hard.
favorite comedy that I can just watch all day, every day, just any day, probably next Friday.
Over Friday.
I like Next Friday better than Friday
Yes.
A lot of people have been saying that. The
Bro,
last few years.
if you watch next Friday, it's
Actually,
because
I
you
kinda-
watch Friday with a biased opinion. You love it. You know every
Yeah,
word.
I can
'Cause
see
it's
that.
first.
Next Friday is just, it's like a, I don't know, bro. It's just, it's with so much
think-
more rhythm to it.
I think you got to give Mike Epps so much credit too because he had to follow Chris Tucker in a sequel,
and nobody had faith in him.
Yeah,
They was like, I don't want to watch this. This ain't Chris. Where's Smokey? He bodied that movie.
he really did.
He did,
I
though.
can't give you that.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite action movie? Baby Boy.
Top Chef. That nigga came in with them knives like, no.
Action though.
My
I was on the edge
favorite
of my
action
seat.
movie-
Is Baby Boy considered action or is that drama?
Nigga, where?
Where?
Nigga, when I'm trying to stop saying the N word. When Snoop was shooting it, there was a lot of action in that movie.
That doesn't
Not
make
an
it action
action
movie.
Nah.
movie.
Because he
What?
popped 3 niggas?
What makes it considered
That's a
action
drama.
movie?
That would be
It's
a
a drama.
drama.
Okay.
I think I cried when he got
Yeah.
jumped. That's not really. That's not really action.
I wouldn't put it with
It's
that.
not really action. That's more lifestyle.
Man, I'm trying to think of a hard action movie. I like this one movie, The Night Has Come For Us. It's more like martial arts, but it was like a lot of action, a lot of gory,
Okay.
Ooh.
just bone breaking.
That's
It's on
what's up.
Netflix, but it's hard.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
How about you, Meg?
I'm gonna go Clueless for comedy. That's
Wow.
Clueless.
Never saw that coming.
That is
That's
a
a
classic.
classic.
though.
That's a
It is
classic.
That makes a lot
That
of
was
sense,
classic,
though.
but I did not see that
And
coming.
I know. I still remember words from that. I watch anytime it's on. I'll watch it. So I'll say Clueless for comedy. For action, I think I'm gonna go with you on The Matrix because that was like back in the day when people used to buy DVDs. I didn't really get them. I had like 3 DVDs that I physically bought, and Matrix was one of them.
Yeah. It's
So
a
I will
solid
go with
movie,
that.
man.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
always
It
a great
is.
movie. Pat? Color Purple.
For action?
Celie was
Ah,
laying
right.
hands.
You know, I've
Nissa
never
was
seen
laying
that.
hands.
I've
Yes,
never seen
we
Color
know.
Purple.
I've
We
never
all
seen it all the way
disappointed
through.
in
Why do you always say that but then never go see it?
I'm gonna see it this weekend.
No, you're
You're
not.
lying.
No, you're
Have
not.
you seen The Lion King?
I have seen Lion King.
Okay.
Which one?
The old
Beyonce?
one.
Oh, okay.
I like the new one too.
I would say action movie Jason Bourne. That's
Oh,
that's
I love
Oh,
that
I forgot
series.
about Jason.
I love that
Jason Bourne.
franchise.
And then my comedy is a tie between Superbad and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh.
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
I
Never would've saw that
love
one.
how that movie has no rules.
I've never
That
seen
is
it.
true.
I like movies like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They was
All right.
ahead of their time.
So
Well,
wait,
I
if
mean,
you
that-
guys were to pit y'all's two together, which one is better?
I think I'm going comedy because action can just let you. It's too easy and divisive to let you down via an action film versus I know what I'm going into and I know if it's gonna make me laugh, by a preview, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna like this.
Yeah.
With action, they could give you like a good sequence in the trailer, and then the whole rest of the movie be trash.
The comedies
So
can
I
work the
would
exact
say-
same way because
I very rarely think I'm gonna.
You would have swore that Hangover 2 was gonna be funny
No.
from the previews, but you get
But
in
it's
there,
harder
it was
to
nothing
sell
but
that in the
shake.
trailer.
Right.
Yeah, but it was like all shock and awe. It was really no humor in that one.
But that's what I'm saying. For the most part, the fact that we are comedians, you know what you're gonna like. So I'm very rarely thinking something's gonna be hilarious, then it's bad. So you know what I'm saying. So just for that, and I can know because I get tricked on action movies all the time. I'll
Right.
be like, "Fuck, this
It's
is
easy to
terrible."
do, yeah.
And I'll be thinking it's gonna be great, and then it
Yeah.
don't be. So I would, for that reason, say comedy.
Okay, comedy.
This is hard.
I think it all boils down to one thing. Rewatch value. Like, if it's rewatchable. I feel like an action scene, if you've seen it 10 times, it doesn't have the same effect as, like, a comedy scene that you think is hilarious. Yeah, you won't be dying laughing the 10th time, but you'll, like, stomach it. Like, there are comedy movies you can just put on to go to sleep or just to have in the background, whereas, like, action movies, like, you ain't gonna watch 007 like 10 times in a row.
And then just
like-
get your rest in.
Right? Falling asleep to like explosions and stuff. So yeah, I think it all comes down to rewatch. So I would say comedy too.
Yeah, comedy has definitely got better rewatch value because you always gonna want to laugh again, but
Yeah.
you don't really care who got domed and
Right.
who got noodled and who got
then-
blew up.
Especially when it's like a big reveal.
Plot twist or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Spider-Man Far Away from Home. Did y'all see that one?
No, don't tell me.
Okay. Well, the big plot twist is like once you know it, you be like
Right.
anytime you watch it after that, you be like,
Why the fuck haven't I seen that movie?
Why haven't you? What are you thinking of?
I'm like, yo, that's an old ass movie.
yeah, I watched it on the
Get it
plane this
together.
past weekend. It was on the plane.
Get on a plane, go somewhere.
What about you, man?
This is so hard. Rewatch because I will rewatch both of my favorites. I will
Yeah.
rewatch Clueless over and over and again. I will watch
Matrix over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like 3
I-
hours.
I can't.
Because
I
it's-
watched Matrix
man.
literally.
because there's so much that goes on even now.
I
If I
still
watch
find
it again,
stuff new.
it's new stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
but you ain't back
I
to
can
back
watch.
in
I can
those
watch
Matrix.
Baby Driver over and over again though.
That's
That
your favorite
that movie
action?
was
That movie is
It was
fire.
decent.
That movie was a really, really
Over and
dope
over
30
again?
minutes.
Okay, yeah.
And then Jamie Foxx died, and I'm like, nigga, there's an hour left.
over and over. I don't know. I really don't know which one to pick. But since I have to pick, I guess because I know all the words to Clueless, I'm gonna go with that.
That's
Okay.
not a good reason why.
But I'm saying
Um,
I really can't pick.
I would
have
be
to say
hard
comedy.
pressed on this one right here, only because there aren't a lot of action movies that I would want to watch over and over again, aside from The Matrix. But Infinity Wars is one of the ones that I really could watch over and over again. Anytime it come on, I will sit down.
You like that better than Endgame?
But there's a
Yeah.
bunch of comedy
Yeah, I
movies.
did.
There's a bunch of comedy movies you could watch over and over.
That is true. That is
Harlem
true.
Nights, Friday.
That is true.
Like-
That is true. That is true. But even Coming to America kind of lost a little steam toward the end, like just a little bit. It was still good, but it did lose a little steam. But I
Because
would
niggas
watch.
start falling in love, and that's usually when life lose steam.
Yeah. So
That's a bar.
When you
God
find your
damn.
soulmate, you be like, "Oh, this shit getting boring."
Nigga said life loses
So,
steam.
man, on this one, I'm gonna go action.
What?
Okay, wait. So you went action and
Everybody
else is
went comedy.
Comedy, yeah.
Comedy.
You
okay.
would have to mess it
Yeah,
up.
you'd be the odd man. out.
Yep,
All right.
absolutely. So there you go. The comedies have it, but I'm sticking with the action.
There we go.
All right. So let's get ready to move on to the next topic. So next topic is cheesecake versus sweet potato pie.
Not even a question.
Not
Wait,
even
wait,
a question.
wait,
It's
hold
very
on, hold on.
easy.
You're saying plain cheesecake or like any type of flavored cheesecake?
Right,
Like,
right.
any type
All
of
falls
flavor.
under
does
cheesecake.
make-
Any
Okay.
type
Oh,
of
so
flavor.
any type of cheesecake.
It has to be.
Any,
Okay.
any type of cheesecake.
It's not sweet
Oh.
potato
versus
fault. It
sweet
has
potato pie.
no variety.
Oh, whoa.
No variety.
Sometimes
potato-
when you're a classic, you don't need variety, bro. Like you dope at what you do.
You know what
You
sweet
do that
potato
well.
pie's variety is?
What?
A little scoop of Miracle Whip on the top or
That
not.
is it.
Yeah.
No,
Or
you gotta
ice
put some
cream.
ice cream.
You got some
in
ice
there.
Or
cream
ice
too.
cream.
Don't
That's it.
nobody
A couple
soup up.
pecans.
Yeah.
I've
I
never
just-
seen that. Pecan?
I've never seen that either, but it do sound fire.
That does sound fire.
He
I
made
just
that
made
up.
that
Yeah.
up.
That
You
sounds
know?
good.
I didn't start messing with
Take a
sweet
little nutty
potato pie
topic.
till maybe like just a few years ago. It's not
Really?
all. It's not all.
But see,
Why?
y'all aren't from the South either. When
I
you
just-
when you have roots
It
in
made
the
its
South,
way out
it's-
here.
Ain't
No, no,
nothing
no,
like
no. Here's what I'm saying.
warm
It's a
sweet potato
traditional,
pie.
meaning
Facts.
that it's always at you can expect it at almost every barbecue, every holiday, like
It's like that
everything
out
in
here.
the South. But that's what I'm saying. You acted. He said he just tried it for the first time.
No, because like I just never really was into. I just be like, ugh. But recently,
Like,
I tried it.
Nah, you gotta get you a
fire
good one.
on
I tried it not too long ago, and I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's just it's nothing to like phone home about now. Cheesecake. Now that's something I can get excited about and get behind.
You just stopped
Like,
at cheese and was like,
nah,
okay, whatever else
cheesecake-
comes after.
Nah, he
Cheesecake
literally
is
put
fire.
shredded cheddar on some pound cake.
Cheesecake is fire. Like you can do so much with it. You can have pumpkin cheesecake. You can have different type of flavors. I go to Cheesecake Factory a lot. Like, and it's a lot of it is
I
because
don't think I've
of
ever gone for the
cheesecake.
cheesecake.
And the
I always get a piece. And I always get a piece to go.
and that
Yeah, you gotta
cheesecake
get it
ain't
to
the
go because
best.
once you eat, like if you eat well or you not even eat well, like you don't want to eat too much and then be full and don't want to move.
Exactly.
I
So
never
always
order
get it to go.
dessert at restaurants. I'm always
Nah.
full with the entree.
Exactly, I am too. But that's you get the cheesecake
desserts
to
to
go.
go.
Sweet potatoes are
I never
just
thought about that.
mad. They're not. They don't. Sweet potatoes as a whole don't taste good. So why would a pie
I
be
love
good?
sweet potatoes.
They're
But
not.
you related to a sweet potato.
It's on the family tree.
Yeah, me. This my yamma.
DoBoy got that yammy.
But not like are sweet potatoes. Let me ask you this.
Wait, we ain't done with that. Imagine this nigga does ancestry. It's like 17% sweet potato.
This is my yammy.
My Yamily.
2% ginger. Nah, bro.
All right, now we're done with it.
But just honestly though, just sweet potatoes as a whole, are y'all eating them outside of pies?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When?
You ain't never baked one?
Sweet
No.
potato fries.
Yeah.
Sweet potato fries taste
Are
like
trash.
shoes.
No, they're not.
No,
They're
they
good.
Tastes good.
They're so
fries go
good.
Yankees.
Running shoes.
They're so good.
Running?
It tastes like Sassoni shoes.
Running shoes?
Sockety?
Sassoni? That's what I thought it was called. Sassoni.
I do not like. I don't know what they do to the fries, but they ruin it.
Fries are good.
Sweet
For sure
potato
ruin
fries are not good.
I love sweet
It
potatoes.
Sweet
depends on where they
potato
come
tater
from.
tots are not good.
I ain't never had no
that?
sweet
I had
potato.
some
I've had
recently.
them
They
before.
weren't good.
Bake a sweet potato for like an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
In a aluminum foil. When
Yep.
you're done, cut it open, put butter and pepper in
Cinnamon,
it.
Pepper.
Butter and
Butter
pepper?
and pepper, yeah, like a baked potato.
Do you put sour
Butter
cream on
and
it too?
cinnamon.
I don't
Nah.
think. I don't think so.
Cheese?
Just cut it open. It's gonna be really hot on the inside. Put a bunch of butter and then
Yeah,
season it
I
with
do
like
that.
salt, maybe pepper.
I've never heard of anybody
maybe
eating a
salt.
sweet potato like a baked potato.
I
Yeah,
did that this
yeah,
year,
all the time,
like
yeah.
on some healthy shit, and
It was
is
good?
I had it for like
Yeah.
3 days in a row. Then
I
heard
didn't
you
know
can't do
about
that.
the pepper. That's some new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
season-
never
That's
heard
how I
of
can
it.
tell you eccentric.
It's just like no, it's just like
A nigga would have put hella sugar and shit. He would have made some yams out of a baked potato.
Marshmallows.
It was a health move. I didn't actually care what it tasted like, but it was good.
No.
Why don't people? Because I know people put like marshmallows and brown sugar and stuff on sweet potatoes. Why don't they put that on the pie? Why don't they put marshmallows on the pie?
Some people.
Some people do. That's
Yeah.
what it
People
is.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
I've
it
never
is.
had it.
Yeah,
Are you talking about like the
You
people who
haven't
make
done a lot of
yams
stuff,
with
man.
marshmallows?
Yeah, like why don't they put that in the
Did
pie?
y'all families do that?
With
What?
yams and marshmallows?
Like
Nah,
the
my family didn't.
Nah,
do
it was
that.
Mine
forbidden.
did
We
that.
cooked for real.
My grandma
We
wasn't
don't
playing
need-
that
But
shit.
people be saying that's black
That's a
shit.
thing?
Nah,
That's-
we didn't make.
With marshmallows? I've had my black family do it from the deep
That
south.
might be some like.
Some
But
families.
for
that
the most
ritzy-
part,
ritzy
no.
family.
You just
Right.
take brown sugar and butter.
Low
That's
key,
really it.
marshmallows are trash.
They really are.
I don't like them.
If you eat too many, if you eat like 5 or
Yeah.
6
Have you ever had
handfuls, you'll
marshmallow
feel
cream?
sick as hell.
First of all,
after
why
that.
would you
with
ever
what?
eat
5 or 6 handfuls. I thought
so
you was
family
gonna say
with
5 or
butter.
6 marshmallows. He
You
said
never
5
got
or
like the
6.
big ones. You,
See, I've never
Terrible.
No,
Never.
and
Rice
I've never.
Krispie treats?
Yeah, if you eat, if
Yeah.
you
That's
If
all
you eat anything
marshmallow.
past one, making a
that's mostly
s'mores,
the
you
Rice
kind of
Krispie
creepy
taste.
anyway.
nah, man, I'll
with
eat. You'll just
marshmallow
eat
and butter?
marshmallows.
It's like
No.
a binding.
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
butter and
Serious
the
question.
sugar.
Y'all never just eat marshmallows a la carte?
No, they're so
no.
bad.
First of all, everybody's an adult.
You ain't never got marshmallows and like kept going like this.
When
between
I was
your
like
yeah, I
fingers?
have
10.
done
Yeah,
that.
right.
Not in
Fire.
20 years.
Don't look at
but-
me like that, Josh. You've never done it.
What? You've done that?
Here's how bad
recently?
marshmallows are. You have to put graham crackers and chocolate around it to make them good, and then you don't even low-key want to finish that. Like
don't.
halfway through a s'more,
You
you're like,
this is so
Where have I had in my life that
I'm
this was
singing
a good
songs
idea?
and shit.
I just wanted
Niggas
to
rubbing
make
in the
it.
cool
I
shit.
went to
Making
wait.
it is
I
fun.
went to Yogurtland and I saw this little kid in front of me put they have marshmallow
They got
cream.
marshmallow now.
He put the marshmallow cream on his ice cream and then he put like this peanut butter sauce and I was like, ew. And I was like, wait a minute.
s'more.
I tried it. It was so good.
was chocolate ice cream?
No, I think he had vanilla ice cream. But the combination
marshmallow?
of marshmallow cream and like peanut butter.
The fact that
is
you judged
amazing.
him before he did it and then you tried it is hilarious.
That's
Look
like
at
that
tips
DoBoy.
Look at this
kids.
stupid kid. Let me give him.
Hold on.
What about
So
you?
good.
What?
A sweet potato pie or cheesecake?
Bro, I'm confused again, bro, because it's like both of them is important.
Right?
You know?
To the ecosystem.
Right. They both hold weight. They both.
Sweet potatoes ain't work outside of pie though.
They
You
really
can't turn
don't.
it into ice cream. Cheesecake ice cream is flight.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can. That's taro. Taro ice cream is
Basically that.
Is
But
sweet
how
as a
about this?
potato.
Sweet potato?
I got an
It
easy
is
way
a
to
sweet
break
potato
this
that
down.
is native to like Asia, because they don't have the actual sweet potatoes we have. They
That's
have the
like
purple.
purple.
You have an
sweet
Asian
potato.
ice cream truck?
With the little shoes.
Yo, so you can break this down really easy though. If you just break it down to the ingredients, crust for crust, you know cheesecake is going to be better than sweet potato pie's crust. Sweet potato pie crust is trash. And then if you go to the
trash.
it's just
trash.
compared to
That's
cheesecake.
That's because you've only had the store-bought crust. If you had
Yeah,
somebody
that
like
you had a patty pie
make it.
who makes their own crust,
Yeah.
where the crust is almost like cakey,
But
it's
I-
like moist and everything.
But it's
Bro,
a good
almost
point.
never better than the graham cracker crust from a
Never.
cheesecake.
Never.
That's fire. If they sold that alone, I would just eat that.
I'm
But
surprised.
DoBoy, I'm talking about
I think they
like
do.
you've been in
Fuck
church
grandpa.
all day, right?
Uh-huh.
Picture this: you in church all day.
Mm-hmm.
You've been sitting there, fake praising God. You know what I'm saying? Fake catching the Holy Ghost. Ooh, shout out, just so you can rush home and get this soulful meal. And then at the end of the soulful meal, you done murked off like mac and cheese, brisket, collard greens, all of that. And then your auntie just slapped down some warm sweet potato pie.
Let me tell you
He
something.
really
The
painted
whole
a pic-
house
When
will
you
go to
set the
sleep.
picture up like that,
Here's the
it
thing.
makes it
The
definitive.
whole house will go to sleep, nigga.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. fact.
But you wouldn't want cheesecake in that same scenario?
No.
it don't go like
It
that.
don't-
It don't
fit in
go.
that scenario.
It don't go with the Lord.
Cheesecake.
Sweet potato
cheesecake-
pie kind of godly. You feel me? Like it
So
belongs
what is
on
the
Sunday.
situation? that
Cheesecake
cheesecake
is
is.
more of like, I don't know why. I'm just saying it feels like a white dessert that we've accepted.
I'm
right?
not mad at that.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
feels like a white, but sweet potato pie, like that,
It's
it
ours.
speaks to
Yeah,
you,
that-
bro.
yes,
and
yes.
nothing goes better with like that type of meal where you got greens, mac and cheese, some brisket, or some prime, or some turkey,
And then you
some-
get a big gallop of a Cool Whip on it too,
man.
like black
And
out.
listen,
Nah,
it's
I ain't getting no
absolutely
gallop of
best
Cool Whip.
when it's
Gallop?
warm.
A
Sweet
gallop, a
warm
dollop?
sweet potato pie is undefeatable.
Gotta heat it up.
Undefeatable.
Undefeatable is
but
not
I
a
will
word,
say this.
but-
I
You
wanted
can
him to say it
actually-
again.
Undefeatable.
It's not a word.
But I will say that sweet potato pie, you can actually have hot or cold, and it's good.
Yes.
But cheesecake, you can't really have a hot cheesecake.
No, you can't.
It
It's
does
gotta
not
set.
But
taste
but
good.
cheesecake with ice cream is next level flight.
No, it's not.
A la
Alcohol with
mode,
ice cream is
that
pretty good.
vanilla ice cream, bruh.
That's just too
Pumpkin
much.
cheesecake
But
in
the
the fall.
cheesecake is already cold.
Much.
You do
Pumpkin
chocolate
cheesecake
cold.
in
You
the
eating
fall.
cold with cold?
Too
Pumpkin
much.
cheesecake in autumn time.
Now that
is
you
lit.
say it,
Oh, yeah,
it
you
is
about
a
to
very
vote
white
for
dessert.
Trump.
Very white
Cheesecake
dessert.
is very
yeah, It's
white.
a hella white
I would
dessert.
take pumpkin cheesecake over sweet potato pie.
I mean, if it's anything white people
See,
can make, it's
and that's
dessert.
that's
though.
your white
That's
side
the white
talking.
pumpkin.
Right.
You gonna go
cheesecake.
pumpkin over sweet potato, and then you gonna breathe cheesecake in this house? Your
Yeah.
grandma would slap you.
She might, but I'm still gonna.
You
eat
gonna
what I
get
wanna
this
eat.
white dessert in my house?
White dessert is good. Low key, brownies is white. We ain't do
Brownies is white.
that. Oh, they have to be.
You think so?
How is brownies white when the slaves cooked everything?
They did.
Ooh.
Slaves weren't making brownies. Brownies.
You don't think they was making brownies?
You gotta make brownies in a good mood. Ain't no slaves in a good mood.
If you live in
Hey.
the house, you might be in an eye mood.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Oh, I thought
introduce
you had
Ah.
some bars.
I think I'm going with cheesecake easily though, just because of the
Forgot we were
crust
talking about that.
and
How
the
do we get to
cheesecake.
slavery?
Actually, and we're sleeping on the fact of cream cheese is actually really good.
I was
All right,
kind of
all right.
shocked
Really
when I heard
good.
that.
All right, Pat, where you going with? This nigga right here, bro.
I'm going with cheesecake because of the variety and the fact that it is a pie that slipped its way into the cake family somehow.
Come on, Pat. Yes.
Meg,
You go first.
I'm going sweet potato pie for the culture.
Man,
You going
You know what
to
I'm saying?
pie too?
you already know, bro, because it's like I feel like I'm disrespecting the ancestors if I
Bro.
don't choose sweet potato pie.
They don't give a damn about
He's
sweet
a-
potato.
Absolutely do.
That's what they meant about this getting to a cheesecake. Ah, this guy here.
We got hella problems.
Think about that all the time. Brown rice or white rice? Brown.
But it's always crunchy. Brown rice always crunchy.
Because it's good for you. It's good grain.
I'm just saying.
Nah, it don't have to be crunchy though.
It's
Go
always
ahead,
crunchy.
Meg.
That sounds like where you
Oh, that means they didn't cook it all the way. I'm gonna say, I'm probably gonna get a backlash for this. I'm gonna go with cheesecake.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
say a
switched up.
backlash?
Because if I
You
think,
from Kentucky?
I know. That's all
But
I'm
her
saying.
favorite movie,
Kentucky.
Clueless, though.
I'm calling Deacon Thomas.
You call him, he'll be mad too. Because to me, if I'm going to a restaurant and I have to pick which one to order, I'm not gonna order their sweet potato pie. I'm gonna always order their cheesecake. If those
That's
are the
not
two.
what the question is.
But
The
I'm
question is,
saying
what is better, man?
And that's why, because usually, you can. It's to me.
Well, that's
sweet
just one
potato-
scenario. Another scenario is you at
Sweet
your family
potato
house.
pie always tastes the same.
It do. It's not a lot of variation.
You
That's
can't
true.
Really,
That's-
and you
no.
can't really, wait a
Really good
minute.
sweet potato pie is like a little bit better than like okay.
A little bit better than the regular.
You could do it with eggnog. You could have it with
I
a
know,
cup
but
of
it
coffee.
makes it
and
a
drinks
little bit
eggnog.
better.
Even
It
patty
does.
pies were like okay.
Who is really
Nah, the
y'all
patty
drink
pie is
eggnog?
But it was just like,
Y'all drink eggnog?
oh yeah,
I used
love
to.
eggnog.
This past holiday season is when I put it up.
love the nog.
I used to have eggnog every
Wait,
holiday.
why didn't you drink it this holiday?
Because it's trash. I just
Wait,
realized
why did you
it.
think it was great before?
Huh? I always add liquor.
Oh, I used to drink it with Fireball back in the day.
Yeah, but at the
Ooh.
end of one cup,
but,
you think
but,
you
but
ate
now
6
you-
chickens.
you're
How
on
you
the-
just said it
I
was
This
can't-
nigga
trash?
just set it up like who?
No,
who
but I
drinks
can't,
eggs?
I
The
can't
most
drink it
flip
without
flop?
alcohol. Like that's the only reason I would drink it
Oh,
was
yeah,
with
yeah.
alcohol.
Oh.
You know what?
I
I've
wouldn't
never
wanna just
had
drink it by
with
itself.
alcohol. Now that I think about it.
Oh, if you make it with Hennessy,
Hennessy.
Wayne, yes.
Wait, what are you supposed to put in it?
You can
Like
mix
a cream liquor like Bailey's or actually you could do
No,
rum.
you can do a cognac. You can do a
Kahlua.
cognac. in it.
cognac, brandy.
Henny
If your money
eggnog?
ain't right,
Cognac or
mix it
brandy?
with brandy.
Henny and
Yeah.
horchata go up crazy. It's called
Niggas do.
horchata.
Henchada.
Fucking holidays up.
Yeah.
Rum chata.
All right, so it looks like the cheesecakes got
I
it.
don't do
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Call this the
because,
cheesecakes?
Yeah. It's unfortunate, very disrespectful to the ancestors and to the culture.
Don't give a
no.
damn
Oh,
about
yeah.
the potato
I hope they drag y'all on Black Twitter. How about that?
With me.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Being dragged isn't as bad as you think.
yeah, okay.
Forget about it.
You say that until it happens.
Right.
They be like this old
I've been
picnic
dragged.
basket face ass boy right here.
I've been dragged.
All right, so let's move on. What is
What are you doing?
What are you?
I don't know.
We don't want to see
You on
no,
the phone?
he
It's
on
like it was a
porn.
radio
He on
station
porn.
on your phone.
Niggas
That was weird.
tape recorder. This is how I get the sound, right?
Let me turn off my Walkman. Why do you have a Walkman?
Can you woo woo woo?
You immediately go right there.
This nigga's a narc. His
All right.
wire started acting up.
Behind the microphone. All right,
Yes,
so
motherfucker.
we gonna move on to the next.
The next one, drugs versus guns.
So
Working
Teddy,
on
tell
the
me where you
perks.
procure. All right, so we're gonna move on to this last and final topic of the podcast today, and this is gonna be a doozy, guys. We have Kanye versus Drake.
Before we start,
Ooh.
I want to say this. Recently, I was working out and I was listening to a lot of old Kanye.
Yes.
Old Kanye
Yes.
was snap.
Wait,
Yes,
you
he
just
was.
figured that out?
No, because he pisses us off so much that you kind of forget
Forgot. Oh,
how
Kanye
fucking
existed.
incredible his body of work was from like
I never
college
forgot.
dropout to like my dark,
Graduation?
beautiful, twisted past. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, my twisted.
What was
dark
before
fantasy.
Yeezus?
my dark, beautiful, twisted
That was the one
Fantasy.
right
Yeah.
before?
Right, and
And
so it's
then
like he
the
didn't
808
miss ever. Like,
Yeah.
and then you consider the album that he did with Hove. Like,
Watch
Ye
the
is dope.
Was
So
that
I just want to-
after?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right before Yeezus. That was right before everything kind of started going in a different direction.
He hasn't been inspirational since Yeezus, but
Right.
everything past that is gold.
But
Bruh.
low key, that Pablo album. That-
I was
that-
listening to that.
Pablo
too.
has
Yeah, that
Pablo
album
has
go
some little
crazy.
like-
I would
Right.
have to revisit.
But
I
like those
just want to be liberated.
Yeah.
Like that has some slappers
Yeah.
on it.
And then, but them first five, like I think I just forgot. But like, even if you like listen to like the Homecoming album, like I was just like, bro, this nigga was
Yeah.
really,
he was in his bag.
really
Yeah.
good.
In
Even
the
the
zone.
Give him
freshman
his props.
adjustment mixtapes, like he was snapping, but everything back then was cat pilling and it was more gangster. And he come with the polo and
Yeah.
the backpack.
He
That's
really
what I've always
revolutionized
admired.
rap. He
I really,
really-
that's what I really admire about him is that he didn't take that lane that everyone was talking about.
Literally
Everybody else
everyone
was talking
around
about
him,
He was just
too.
either
authentic to
drug,
himself.
yeah, and literally everyone around him on his label at Rockefeller was talking about drugs,
Yep.
dealing, all these chicks and killing, and he was
Gangsta
like,
stuff.
yo,
You know
I
how
like
brave you'd have to
polos.
be to wear a pink polo
pink
in that
polo.
environment?
Bruh, when Beanie Siegel
Well,
was
I
like,
mean,
Nigga,
you
in
know,
Chicago.
bruh,
Yeah.
Back
that
when they
was-
thought pink polos
he made
would
it
hurt
cool
the rock.
to be yourself.
Yeah.
He was one of the
That's
first
huge.
rappers that we
That's
didn't have a
In hip
facade.
hop, yeah.
He was,
Drake ain't never made me wear something.
Facts.
but I think Drake took a page out of the Kanye book and took being himself even more. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
he was like the first rapper
He
that
pushed-
really was like, yo, I really be in my
Marvin's
feelings.
Room?
Yes.
Marvin's
Yeah.
Room
Yes.
made guys feel comfortable being vulnerable. No
Absolutely.
one else
Yeah.
had made a
I
song
don't
about.
know.
No,
It's,
bro.
no
it's
one
hard.
else?
It's hard to say that Drake
No.
was the first.
No one
No, no,
else?
no.
Cuddy is
I'm
a lot
saying-
of the time.
You say what, Pat?
Huh? I would say Cuddy is really credited with being he did the emotional route, but it wasn't the same type of emotions. It wasn't like I'm crying over this girl.
Right.
It was more like the depression side of it, things, and like
Right.
being a lonely stoner or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like people went out on a limb emotionally before Drake,
Yeah,
but he
for sure.
popularized
Right,
it. For sure.
Right.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, there have definitely been songs about breakups and stuff like that. Like, we get those. Those are a dime a dozen. But you never hear from the guy's point of view saying, like, fuck that nigga that you with now. Not because, like, he's a bad person, but because my feelings are hurt.
Right.
You're like, do you still love me? Like, that vulnerability in a rapper is very rarely seen.
That's
now,
tight.
Cuddy
I'll
is-
say that
Cuddy's
in a
not-
rapper, yeah.
Right. Now
But-
Cuddy's, him talking about depression and stuff, that's great because that needs to have a platform too. That needs to be highlighted and people need to feel comfortable, be comfortable about that as well. But as a black man, we never really get people that encourage us to express our feelings of vulnerability.
What
when
about
it
the
comes
deep
to-
voice nigga in Boys to Men?
Yeah, but he's a
Baby, I knew about it, but I
Right.
didn't care.
When you let that man raw you last week at that motherfucking Uncle Luke
That
concert.
motherfucker
He's
talking
a
about still
talker.
come
I
home,
heard-
baby. We'll
right.
work it out. I was like, still come home. Nah, fam, let us be. Let us be.
The reason why I think Drake has to be the pick on this, though, is because Drake has been operating arguably, so let's just say, because Drake is easily my favorite rapper, but let's just say he's not everybody's favorite.
Right.
He's easily in everybody's top 5. He has to be. So if he has been
Of
in
all
everybo-
time?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not
But
in mine.
what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
not
this:
mine either.
most people
That, just, that shit just went from
He-
everybody to most.
Okay, me. Okay, back to me. Back to
Okay,
me.
being
Like five
the
other
direct.
people.
But
You
he has
said
been
easily.
operating at a high level.
Easily starts with the people we're talking
He-
to.
It's not even unanimous on the couch. nigga. How is it unanimous with the
Camera,
world?
Don't agree. Easily. Everybody.
But what I'm saying is this: he has been shut up. He has been.
That's how you listen to Drake?
He has been
Oh.
operating. He has been operating on like the highest of high levels for like 11 years. And then me and Josh talked about this not too long ago. An album that a lot of people give him flack for and say was one of his worst albums, Views, is actually a really fucking amazing
I went back and
album.
listened to Views.
Yeah.
I
Views
had
is
to, I had to
hard.
eat my words on
Bro,
that.
Yeah.
Views, if that's what you're saying, is not as good album, and that album is fire. It's
You
like,
know what
bro.
messed Views up for me? We listened to it on the way to the club. We was excited, and then nigga showed up to the club sad to the motherfucker. Like it just dampened the mood. I was like, I don't really fuck with Views like that.
Nigga respected all the girls in the club.
Right.
Here's what I would say about Drake, man.
I'm in the
Outside of
bathroom writing poetry.
amazing work ethic and just having likability for like the most part, like everybody wanted to be on a track with Drake. The same thing with Kanye, right? They're pretty evenly matched up, except like Kanye is the producer, so he has that on his side. But remember when Drake first came out with So Far Gone,
Oh
and he
my
had
God.
that boom boom, that beat like
Yeah.
when he was talking about the
Kanye
side
beat,
scroll,
yeah.
yeah. And how many
That was a
people
Kanye
jumped
beat.
on? How many people jumped on that after they heard Drake rap off of it? Fabulous did a remix. I think Papoose did a remix. It was like 6-7 rappers did that. That was just off of the mixtape that almost won a Grammy, right? Then he made like probably 3 or 4 other songs where people wanted to remix it just because it's like, yo, he went so hard on this. I gotta do this.
See, and that's actually a really, really strong point.
Am I
I
making
want
my point for you?
I want to piggyback off what you're
wanna
saying because that's what I don't think
You
people
just got to
understand.
piggyback.
Shut up.
You have a back like a pig.
Shut up. So that's the thing
have
that
a
I'm saying
piggyback?
that with when Drake came in the game, right, and he got popular off of remaking other people's songs, right.
Yeah.
So people criticize him for hopping on other like lesser known artists' song, but I feel like that's a way that he actually shares his light with other people. So like when Drake hops on your remix, it's not like he puts it out like Drake. Like no, he's just bringing awareness to your song, and I feel like that's his way of just bringing new blood back into the ecosystem.
Wait, isn't that what Kanye does?
No, what I'm saying is
every feature.
he gets no. What I'm saying is when he like hops on somebody's song like in an unofficial remix, when he just raps on their song, people be like,
He takes their song.
No, that's
He's
what people say.
Debo.
No, he's just a big artist. So, but I feel like he introduces us to a lot of artists. He's the reason
that's
why I
what a
know who
feature
Future
is.
is.
No,
He's the reason
what?
why I know who Migos is.
What?
He redid their songs.
Well, that's because you 40 something. So.
They were already big. He just
Right.
brought them to
So you
life.
mean
They
that
were big in Atlanta, but they weren't
Right.
big like nationally.
when he
Like,
hopped on the
I know
Versace
about him. Why they
remix?
not big?
when
I
I
know
first
about 'em.
when I first heard Versace,
It
I
was
was
the
still in
Drake
St.
remix.
Louis, and then I heard Versace, and I was like, "Damn!"
But that's
Drake
the
going
thing.
Crazy.
If Versace was the first song, then that's because Drake brought it to the masses. But
Right.
Migos still had tracks. Like
Right.
people
Yeah,
knew
but-
who the Migos
But
were.
that's what I'm saying.
Right,
so,
but-
but when he hopped on it, then it made me go listen to their other stuff. I'm like, oh, these dudes just
No,
crazy.
he put him on for sure.
Yeah.
JB Blockboy, like he'll do it to just random
But where's
unknown
JB
artists.
Blockboy now?
What else can he do? He can give you the heat,
like
but he
JB
can't, just do it all for you. But I think that he's important to hip hop for that because
He can't do it all for
I
you.
feel like he's important to hip hop because he introduces us to a lot of new music, and I think that's dope. And he don't have to do that.
I don't disagree with that. I think the thing that he does very well with that is like sharing the limelight on that song with the artist.
Yes.
I think what Kanye does very well is finding an artist, liking their song, like and being like, "Hey man, come over here with good music, do some stuff with me, and I'm gonna put you on my album." So it's almost like, "Hey, look at this style we created." When you really just took somebody, he's like a vampire. He's finding new styles
Who,
to keep him
Kanye?
Yeah, he finding new styles to keep him relevant
Drake, right?
with this new
Yes,
generation. No,
I
I'm
agree
talking
with
about
that.
Kanye.
I agree with that.
Now or
Yes, because he did it with Travis Scott.
Yes.
He did it with Cudi.
Big
He did
Sean.
it with Designer. He did it with Big Sean. All of those guys, he basically
Chance the
absorbed their
Rapper.
style. Chance,
He
all
just
of them.
brings them on, like gets like.
He's
their
like, hey,
energy.
look, bro, come on,
Yeah.
man. Come hang out with
Rhyme
Big Bro,
Fest.
all of that, bro. It's like, nigga.
Rhymefest wrote Jesus Walks.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people have wrote with.
Rhymefest?
A lot of people wrote for Kanye. Kanye, it's hard to even give him that like rapper thing because.
But no, he can rap his ass off. I'm not
saying
gonna
he
say
can't
that.
rap, but
Absolutely.
like I heard that first album, that was like a very like cohesive,
collaborative
a
effort.
collaborative effort.
Kanye has
But a
better
lot of
classic
rappers put
albums
albums
college,
together like that.
You
college
said
dropout?
Kanye has better classic albums.
than Drake. Yeah.
Kanye has a classic album. He has at least one, and arguably
has-
He got
Drake
three,
has-
bro.
right. I say arguably two. or
Kanye
three.
got 3, maybe
Yes,
4 classic.
absolutely.
albums.
Niggas don't talk about
Four.
Graduation. I love
Right.
I
Graduation.
love it.
Graduation.
The only song I didn't like on Graduation was "Drunken on Hot Girls."
But that's what I'm saying. How
I
many,
actually like
how
that
many
song.
times do you get an album where you like everything except one song? Most of the albums that Drake has, I like his songs, but there's at least 3 or 4 I can skip over.
yes, that's
He has
true.
hits.
Easily.
But see,
Yeah,
that's
Drake
the
be
thing, though.
having
But
hits,
this,
not
but
He
this,
albums.
still doesn't have
but
a
this is
classic
where it
album, though.
balances out though, because
Drake got a classic album.
Kanye was like that for his first.
Drake got a classic album.
Drake has many classic
That he
albums.
doesn't have a classic album.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that should've
And
won a
So Far
Grammy.
Gone.
Take Care is a
So Far
classic
Gone is
album.
classic.
Gone is
Wait. Take Care is a classic album.
Yes.
No skips.
Yes. Yes.
No skips.
Yes.
One skip. nigga.
Cameras.
You only get
Go.
one.
You know he has Kendrick on that album. Bury Me Alive.
All you niggas.
Bury
y'all
Me
know
Alive.
Dope.
Are you serious?
I am very.
You don't
serious.
think that that's a
Let me
classic?
see
You don't
which
see
ones
my
I
face
would
like I'm not
skip
joking,
on.
nigga.
Bro, you tripping.
He ain't got no
I'm
classic
appalled.
album, bro.
Bruh.
He don't
None?
have
So
one.
Far
He don't
Gone's
have
not a
it yet.
classic?
He don't have
It was a mixtape. He almost got a Grammy on a mixtape.
I agree. But
Nothing was the
if we
same.
That's
was fire.
arguably the
If we
greatest
keep it on
mixtape
that-
ever.
if we
Yeah, I'm
gonna-
not
we
gonna
keep
say
it on the
classic.
real, but
I'm
is
looking
that
at all the
are you
songs.
gonna are you gonna look at that as an album, or you gonna look at it as a mixtape?
So Far
That's not
Gone is
If
Are
you
gonna
read
look
it,
at
this
as
is
an
too
album, or
late.
you gonna look at it as
whatever
a mixtape?
you look at it as, it is a classic.
It's a
period.
classic mixtape.
What
Okay.
had Run
He doesn't have a
Views.
classic album.
Was that Views?
Drake did on
Views
his
was a
first
classic to me.
Drake did on his first album the same thing Big Sean did on his first album. He got the major deal and he left his original
bruh.
sound.
This is
He
what a
got
lot
the
of-
major deal
No.
and then left, huh?
No.
And this is what a lot of people
He
don't.
kept 40 with him the
How
whole
am I wrong?
time.
Bruh.
How am
And
I wrong?
what about if you're reading this? It's too late. That's not a classic to you.
I like the album. I just said I don't think it's
It's
classic.
not classic.
It's not
What?
classic. bro.
Taking notes.
But listen,
I'm
but this is
not
the
gonna-
point that I was
I'm
going
not
to make before you
listen
cut me
to it
off.
10 years from
But
now
this
and
is
go
what
like, oh yeah, this is classic.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. So I will give you that Kanye had classics.
Right.
First 5 albums. Then when he stopped, once he dropped Yeezus, I was like, bruh, I have not been inspired by Kanye music since that point.
What you mean? Not even
Drake
the Sunday
keeps
service
getting
choir?
better. No.
Are we forgetting
No.
about the?
No.
Y'all-
Yeah, but
No.
Kanye's been out longer.
I
though.
don't trust that choir. Them niggas
I
is singing so
that's
anxious.
a cult, bro.
That's
I don't care
weird.
what you say.
Ah.
I want to get Sunday service cult member T-shirts made because that's a
No,
cult.
I have friends
Bruh.
that are
Oh,
in that
mamas.
choir. They're not.
I
I
don't
do
care.
too. I love it.
I
It's
don't,
not
care. I
a
don't care. It's a cult, bro.
I don't like. It's
Vibes.
weird.
Did you
The
like
fact that
Kanye's
the
last
fact-
album?
The fact
Look,
that he
I don't count anything as really that good since Yeezus, to be honest.
Okay.
But I think he's been out for so long that everything that he had before that is still fucking with Drake's catalog.
Nah. And
I
Drake
think
is
so.
still going. Drake is still at in the top in the
Drake
conversation.
is good. I'll give you this. Vocally, Drake has more versatility than Kanye.
Yeah.
Bro,
He
Yeah.
can sing his ass
He can
off.
sing,
He can write
rap,
R&B. He can write pretty much any style of song
reggaeton
at this
type of stuff.
point.
Like he's
However, what we're not talking about is Kanye makes beats.
okay.
And
Kanye
Does
got
he any more
heart.
though? Any more? Is he making
I'm just
beats?
talking
Yeah, he
about.
does,
I'm
he
just
does.
talking about in his heyday. He was making beats for himself and everybody in a huge
And everybody
empire
on
of
good
rappers.
music, he makes their beats.
So if we're talking
Not all
about
of them.
artistry,
No, but a lot of he
Kanye
still makes beats.
is
Is
on
what I'm
another
saying.
level.
He'll still make beats. He can still make beats.
and Kanye can still make beats for other people. And
Nah,
people will
I say
listen.
if you just look at overall, and then plus if you look at where Drake is now, Drake is gonna go into his 40s doing music. It's gonna
Wait.
be amazing.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. I think this will
Kanye
help.
not in his 40s.
I
doing music?
It's not good.
I think this will like literally
Last album was
help
trash.
solidify
But
your
he's still
decision too.
touring.
Okay, go ahead.
If you were an artist, would you rather have a Kanye beat or a Drake feature?
A Drake
What year
feature.
is it?
A Drake
It's
That's
feature.
right
not
now.
fair.
It's
No,
right
that's
now.
not
Fuck
fair.
that, Pat.
A Drake
we can't
feature.
go back like
Yeah.
that's like people saying, "Oh, LeBron versus Jordan." That's not fair.
A
Okay,
Drake
well,
feature.
it doesn't matter. We
A
talking
Drake
right
feature.
now. Right now.
A Drake
Well,
feature.
no. If
It
you have
right
to,
now-
wait. If you have to base
That's not
everything
true.
on that, then that's not. Then I agree with Pat. That's not fair because obviously
not true.
everybody would pick
It doesn't
a
fit
Drake
your argument.
feature.
No,
It doesn't
Drake
fit
is
your
hotter
argument.
right now.
Exactly.
And Kanye's beats
But-
aren't that
but
in
our
style.
argument
Off
isn't
is so
about
far gone. A lot
But
of
we're
people.
talking about
our
who's better in general as an
overall.
artist.
Yeah, not who would
All
you
things
want right
considered.
now. Like if you
So you
consider
would pick a
everything, their
Kanye
whole
beat? Is
body
what
of
you
work.
saying?
Who me?
Yeah.
That's
Nah,
not
I'm
fair.
going with a Drake
No
feature.
one's
Okay.
picking
Saying
the
nobody's
Ludacris
picking-
stand-up beat in 2020,
Right.
even though that was hot as hell back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
You say
Doom,
what?
doom, doom, the stand up.
He was in the music video. Watch the music video. He was like a young dude with a backpack. He was just like in the club, like, butts.
Who was?
Kanye.
Oh,
Nah, Drake, the reason why I feel like Drake is so dope too, because Drake, I just don't feel like there's nothing he can't do. Like, he'll do a whole album and a lot of it
And
can
he
be
can
R&B
act.
sounding. And then he'll go and do a whole like album with Future.
Y'all
and
better
it'd be
not throw
hard.
acting in this.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Kanye can't even act like a decent human being.
This nigga. Oh,
He
okay.
acts. Yes, he does. He has to act like he likes being in the Kardashian family every day.
Anyway,
That's
Kanye
not
low-key
fair. We're just throwing dirt
Low-key-
on his name with other stuff.
low key. Listen. I respect everything Kanye did up until losing. I ain't gonna say losing his mind. I respect everything he did up until
Like
like
opioids and
Ah.
fat transfer.
probably up until Yeezus. Yeezus was okay,
Yeah,
but I
Fat
wasn't really
Transfer.
rocking with it like that. And Life of Pablo was cool for me, but everything after that, I was just like,
hasn't
I
been
could
about
care.
the music
I
for him
I
in
could
a
care
long
less.
time.
And then after his ridiculous statements, like I really don't care at all. Like I have not listened to any old Kanye. I don't plan to listen to any
You
old
listen
Kanye.
to God is King?
Huh?
Jesus is
that
King?
was not
No,
good. I'm
I don't.
sorry.
I didn't listen. I went through the albums once, and I was like, "That's cool." I don't
Man,
ever have to hear it
when you
again.
listen to that
Actually,
album was like 30 minutes.
I
The
don't
song's
have.
like
I
2
don't ever
minutes.
have to hear Kanye ever again in my
So
life.
you don't think Jesus is
I've
king?
wrote him off.
I love just
like
what you
hard
said.
body. I told you how I hold a grudge, so I
Man,
it's gonna be
Of
Drake for me.
course you do.
I do, cause here's my thing, bro.
Who are
Like-
you holding a grudge against?
Kanye.
Like for his,
Kanye and the casting directors for Coming to America.
for his statements.
That's his list.
For his
His
statements.
shit list. Kanye West.
I don't
Everybody
rock
who
with
did
him,
Coming
bro.
to America too.
Y'all can turn the other
Clothes that
cheek,
fit.
and y'all forget all the crazy shit he said. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
You gonna act like clothes that fit.
That's on the list.
On your
Close
list,
that.
you got a hit list.
He got a
close the whole thing. We've been roasting you for minutes.
Jimmy
We haven't
D.
been listening to you at all.
Close that fit. I didn't hear you. I was like, what is it? I thought you said like close it. Nigga, that's hilarious. That is good.
They got a grudge against Postmates because 3 minutes late. Niggas was 3 minutes late. I'm canceling my order.
Nah, but Drake, man, and Drake be like, Drake got more #1 hits, top 10 hits than the Beatles. That is psychotic for a rapper from Toronto.
I got more
songs be
slaps
songs,
than
though.
the Beatles.
I'm telling you, and you can put him anywhere. You can put him with any rapper. He can rap with them. He can sing.
He's more
with people like
versatile, for
Alicia
sure.
Keys. Like he is a genre-defining artist.
I don't see what we want to listen to from Drake in his 40s. I'll be honest.
What?
What?
I'll be honest.
But
with
you want to listen to Kanye's latest album?
No. I'm saying the same way with Kanye. He's in his 40s now. We kind of like, I kind of feel like it's gonna be the same way with
Niggas
Drake.
in their 40s cry.
Man, and still
we
get
still,
that.
Jay still putting out
Jay-Z
albums.
just put out an
That
album and it was
444
crazy.
was ridiculously good.
I heard Pusha
Okay,
T is
Jay-Z.
working on an album right now.
But that's Jay-Z.
Is he 40?
I
Yeah,
don't
he's
see that for Drake. I'll be honest.
Well, you
Why?
still listen
Because
to CDs.
because the type of music that he makes, to me, I don't feel like, I don't know, like the stuff that he goes through. I feel like when you're a 40-year-old, like the stuff that he's dealing with.
He be talking to me. I'm 40 years old, and I be listening to everything he's saying.
Because
be
y'all
like-
40s have relationship
That will
problems?
always
No,
be a market.
not that. I'm
That
saying
will
when
always
he
be a
is
market.
40. I'm not saying about.
So you're
like,
gonna knock him for music that he hasn't made yet that you think
I'm
he'll
just
make 10
saying,
years
I
from
don't
now.
feel that. I don't feel that from him. That it's gonna be like, oh, we'll still be listening to him when he's in his 40s.
Well, talk to us about the music you've heard as of now, and do you like it better than Kanye's?
No, I feel
Brought the
like
future into this.
10 years from now,
The Scorpion
aside.
album. Go back to that.
no,
Scorpion
I
album
feel
was
like
hard.
Kanye's always classic. I think Drake can hop on anybody's song. That is true. He's very versatile when it comes to what he can do as a rapper. But I just feel like Kanye is way more versatile.
Who do you think
No,
got better bars? Though?
Yeah,
Who got the bars between
easily Drake.
Right, like as of today.
As of
period.
any day of the week, whenever you want to call
Kanye's
it.
best at Drake's best?
Drake.
Who's barring it up?
Drake.
Who's putting
To me,
everybody
this
in
is kind of like Pac and
rap
Biggie.
jail?
It's
To
just
where
like, it is
Yeah,
Kanye.
not
that's what
like
I'm saying.
not
It's
Pac
hear,
and
hear,
Biggie.
hear me out. Hear me out.
It
Where
is, I get it.
Pac is about feeling a message. Like Kanye's really like he stands on what he says, even right or wrong. He's strong in how he feels. Drake is just like
It's a good
I
He's
just
very
flip the
good at what
switch.
he
Like
does.
he's just
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
Biggie
he
in
just
there.
be saucing, huh?
No,
would be
he's,
Biggie in
he's,
that.
he's Pac in that, right?
No, he's
Drake-
Biggie in there.
No, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
because he's more technical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I see. Okay.
And
Biggie
Tupac
was-
will say something that is too many syllables, but you're like, I felt that.
Right.
And this is a strong point that I will make. I feel like Kanye's best music is behind him, and I feel like Drake's best music is in front of him.
That's
Oh,
I feel like we
don't
haven't
agree
heard
with
Drake's
that.
best yet.
I don't agree.
I do. I
I know.
absolutely.
All right, so
you
let's
think
go ahead
Drake
and wrap it
better?
up.
So life is good. That was your
That was
favorite.
fire. Y'all be working out today. Working on the weekend like usual. Y'all ain't
bro.
messing with that, Pat. I know you like it. We talked about it.
I like Future's part.
Yeah. You don't like Drake?
I low key skipped Drake's part.
Are you serious?
Drake's part is
$100
not
keep it
bad
right on
though.
the finger,
That's
little
what's
bitch.
fucked up. Drake's part is
Haven't
not
done
bad.
my taxes.
It's
I'm
just
too
like
turned up.
go to the $100 on
Right.
cheeks.
But no, but Future was just snapping them.
That shit is crazy.
Wasn't that the revenue?
That is a lot of money for one ring. And
On
that's
your
the cheapest
cheapest?
one?
Bruh.
That's the cheapest? Shit. All right, Teddy, where you at with it, bro?
Automotive bitch. Oh.
Oh, bro. I think
Woo.
when I first had favorite rappers, Kanye was like up there.
Yeah.
You know, like it started with Ja Rule,
Right.
and then like Kanye was like my last favorite rapper until he broke my heart.
Right. Became a fuck nigga.
I don't really put that energy out there. I just let niggas do them. You feel me? Like, I don't know what you got planned, bro, but I ain't participating with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Drake, bro, he just got that. Hold on. Drake just got that energy right now that just it's almost like you can't put the fire out. Like when the Amazon was on fire.
Yeah.
Like what we gonna do? How we gonna put like you niggas? Drake gets a lot of hate.
Yeah. It's a
People
fact.
be like, I don't bump that soft ass shit, but that soft ass shit go number one every time.
Every
nigga.
time. Time and
Like-
time again.
And Meg, to what you were saying, women, y'all gonna be crying to the like forever. So Drake always got a market. Women always gonna get their heart broke. So Drake always got somebody
I'm gonna
to
be
speak
crying
to.
forever.
So
I'll say this. I think when I like people who share their lives, right? So both of these rappers talk about their past, what they've gone through. But I feel like, honestly, I know more about Kanye and his life and his growing up through his songs than I do about Drake.
He was out like 20 years before.
No. Here's what I'm saying. Because when I hear Drake, I hear Drake pretty much talk about the same things, okay? Right? He's talking about he's young, he got money, he loves his family, he loves Canada, like he's Toronto,
So
like
what was Kanye talking about?
well, for me, I understood. Like Kanye had, like I
Talking about being
understood the
in school a
struggle with that he had with his mom growing up, and I understood his struggle when he was like, even though I didn't live this life, he was like, my mom was a professor, I was a black kid who didn't fit in. Like
We was talking
that
about
to me, I was
smoking
like,
weed at the
I get
Gap on
that.
his
like,
break.
It's not me, but I get that. It just
But
was a
Drake did
little
that
more
too, though.
visual.
He talked about the track with
Like I know he talked about with
like
having
his
the
mom
baby.
his mom smoking cigarettes. He hates when she do that.
Right.
Then she says the one thing that pushes button. You look just like your
Oh,
father.
yeah,
I hate that.
yeah.
Like that track. And then when he
And
talked
Western
about
Road flows.
when he talked about
I like Western Road.
he
I
using
mean,
his
yeah.
Those aren't
uncle's
deep
car,
childhood
using
issues.
his uncle's
Yeah.
car
No.
and going to the house
and
and
his
feeling like
auntie's
it's a magic.
car
Yeah.
because
It feels like, bro, he gave
talking
everything
about?
about his life. He
That
talked
sounded
about
like
getting up early,
all-
going on
that was
Western
a
Road
one
to go
song.
film Degrassi.
Yep.
And
It
after
did
they
sound
paid
like
the
one
bills,
verse.
one
Sounded like one verse.
That
You heard.
And
Yeah.
he's talking about, everything about Drake, cuz. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
know.
do that.
I don't feel
Smoke
like
cigarettes.
that.
Oh, mamas,
I
don't do
feel
that.
it. No, I'm doing that on Papa's. Okay, I feel like that.
It's a good
But wait,
good
Teddy
rebuttal.
didn't give us his.
I'm gonna say Drake.
Drake?
Yeah.
Drizzy,
Okay, Drake.
come on.
I'm going to go Drake.
I'm going Kanye.
What you got, Pat?
Jesus is king. Okay, I'm going Kanye.
With that album.
You like
was
that
it?
album?
Actually, yeah, I do.
No,
see
you
that.
name me 2 songs.
I don't know titles.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I never
Come
know
on,
titles.
bro.
No, seriously, I don't know.
So how do
titles
you
like
find
that.
your favorite song?
I go skip. This is the one I want to.
So when was the last time you listened to his God is King album?
Maybe like last week. It is. I'll pull it up on my Amazon Music.
On your
I'll
way to
pull it up.
church?
You listen to Amazon Music?
I have a free membership. They gave me free.
Uh-oh.
First of all, it has everything
the
on
oldest shit
there.
you
Yeah,
said.
no, you're right.
No, it's
Amazon Music. I listened to
If it's not Amazon Music,
Hold
you got
ass
to turn on
up.
the
Hold
Pandora.
on.
Okay?
Y'all actually don't.
But sometimes my Pandora
Y'all-
doesn't work. Then I just go to
Trust me when I tell you,
to
I
the
just got-
YouTubes.
Yeah, I just got.
Because you can find everything on the YouTube.
I forgot my
I
login
YouTube
to my
is
MySpace.
No,
I'll
Amazon
take it
Music
over
is
the
like the new
LimeWire.
stuff. It's like I just found out about it. I didn't
You play
even
it
know.
like this?
No, I didn't even know.
Give me 3/4 for this jukebox.
I didn't know they had a streaming.
Trying to hear
music
Carrie
service.
Hilson.
Wait, did y'all know that they had a streaming music service?
And
What?
did you guys also know there
I
are these things
didn't
called
know.
elevators? We don't have to take the stairs anymore.
Okay.
We just got them in Kentucky.
No, it is wrong. It has way more songs on there that are not on other like
You
Apple
listen
Music.
to Amazon Music for
I
real.
just found out about it. Somebody told me and I was like, who listens to that? And I looked at it.
Tiptoe.
No, serious.
By the window.
And I was like, let me see, because my friends. So I tried it. They gave me like a 3-month trial to try it out, and I was like, oh, I actually like it better than Apple Music.
Yeah, nah, it's cool.
I actually
That's
do
what's
now.
up.
I do
What's
now.
up, bro? That's what's
Amazon
up.
Oh,
Music.
that's
Cool
all
story,
right,
bro.
well,
Works
no,
better.
Who's exclusive on there? Get Papoose' new
Peebo,
album.
Peebo Bryson.
You know what, though? I think Common released his album. It was either the album before last exclusively on there first.
You
That
look
was
like a
not a
nigga
good
that keep
idea.
up with Common.
Now, because I think Tony
What's
Baker,
Common doing this weekend? Let me see what
Tony
city
Baker
he
got
is.
it too. I think Tony Baker has Amazon.
I'm telling you,
and
it's
stream
actually
too.
once
So it's
I
like
tried it, I
an
don't
older
think I'm a-
people's streaming site, basically.
Yeah.
Without
No, it's
getting.
not. I'm telling you, it's new. It's
Your old
new.
ass
Hella
Y'all
cool
don't
in the
even know
game.
about it yet.
That
Y'all
nigga
broke
got
boys.
75
Hello.
streams the first week.
LL
Y'all
Cool
broke
J
boys
said,
don't even know about
Hey,
it.
lover.
And what? I don't think so.
What?
Y'all broke
This
boys don't
podcast?
know about
It
it.
is.
Y'all
It's
can't
right behind
afford
your
it.
head, bro. We talking all this shit.
Amazon Music. Fuck boys.
Oh, because fucking Mr. Amazon is watching every week until the
Amazon.
fucking hour mark. Like,
Jeff Bezos finna come in.
Yeah,
here.
that's all like, really? Huh? I know how to get the 32 million back.
he has the same smile on the Amazon box. I'm going
Alright.
to say Kanye West because he built an entire record label by being a producer, and then he surpassed all them guys.
He did, yeah.
All right. Well,
Kanye
we
West.
still won
All right.
3-2 Drake.
Yeah, 3-2 Drake. I'm good with that right there. I'm
can
good
live
with
with
that. That's been another episode of SquADcast Versus. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you continue to send in your ideas and suggestions to my inbox on Instagram. It's your boy @TahirMore. We'll see you next time. Peace.
That part.